Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is a exciting one for me personally because I love glitter and we're gonna be digging into a lot of glitter in this video. I'm gonna be reviewing Amber Scholl's new makeup line, A.S.Cosmetics, and when Amber announced that she was launching a makeup line, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like, she's all things girly, all things extra, so I just knew that her makeup line would reflect that. So I just had to get my little hands on them. So in this video, I'll be giving an in-depth review of each shade, telling you how each one swatches. I'm gonna show you how the products work on the eyes because I'm gonna create this makeup look and do a little tutorial in this video as well. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to my channel. Also hit that little bell notification button and that will notify you every time that I post a video so that you don't miss one. But with that being said, let's get into it. So the very first thing that drew me to her collection, this was actually going to be the only thing that I was going to purchase from the line because I knew I was going to love it, but I ended up, you know, buying more because I am who I am, is the 24 karat gold eyeshadow palette. When she showed this palette for the first time, I just like lost my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, everything is so glittery and so shimmery. Now there are only 3 matte shades in this, so if glitter isn't your thing, you might not like this palette, but like, why don't you like glitter? You should like glitter. I personally think that there's been a palette like this missing in the market for quite a while. I love the fact that there's a lot of like really extra crazy shimmer shades, but the good thing is that they are all neutrals, so they are wearable. So if you're still kind of like timid towards makeup and you're not used to wearing a lot of makeup, I think that you'll still get a lot of use out of this palette because yes, they're very shimmery and they like stand out, but like I said, they're all neutral, so they're not too scary, so it's kind of fun to dabble in this. And a lot of these shades are really great to top on top of a matte shade, and it just gives a little extra sparkle. Now the packaging looks really high-end. Everything is matte with gold detail. Very Amber. By the way, everything is cruelty-free. But I'm gonna go ahead and swatch each shade for you and kind of give you the rundown. Going in with Filthy first. This shade is so unique. It looks like it's white in the pan. It is a shimmery one, but when you swatch it, it actually has gold flecks in it. It kind of comes off as a gold in a way, which is really unique. I've never seen a shade like that. Now we're gonna go in with Knockoff, which is kind of like a brown shade with gold flecks in it. This one is a little bit more powdery. It kind of looks like a matte brown with gold glitter in it. Payday is, wow, really beautiful. It's kind of a brown shade with gold glitter in it, and this is definitely a really glittery shade. Going in with Maxed Out. Wow, now that one is super pigmented. Now that's your classic kind of like gold shade. Very, very glittery and very, very pigmented. Next up, we're going to Pretty Please. Now touching this in the pan, it actually almost feels kind of wet, and it is flaky. You are gonna make a mess with this when you're using it, but like, just do your eyes first, you'll be fine. Good to go. Just clean up underneath them with a Q-tip and lotion and you have like the most sparkly look ever. Pretty Please is more of a copper tone kind of warm shade, but it's not too orangey. Moving on to Just for Show. This one is more of your classic satin shimmer shade. This one's called 401k. This one's kind of like a beigey olive toned satin shade. Next up, we're going to New Money. This one also feels kind of wet in the pan when I touch it. Ooh. It kind of swatches. It has like a black undertone, but it has lots of olivey, green, gold glitters in it. I'm going to do the mattes last. So we're moving on to Direct Deposit. Now that's kind of your classic copper shade, but it's not too orangey. It does have little flecks of like a champagne-y gold shade in there. Next up we have Bankroll. This is more of your classic gold shade. Nice satin finish, really metallic. Moving on to Self Made, which is my personal favorite. This is more on the cool tone side, but it is kind of a champagne in my eyes. Not too warm, not too cool. Moving on to Luxury Tax. Wow! Pinky coppery shade. This is a satin finish. I'm gonna go to Prenup. This is a really, really nice matte cream shade. I actually made a boo-boo and got too carried away with my eyeshadow, and it kind of worked as an eraser, and it's very pigmented and it blends really, really nicely. You can't really see it on my fair skin, but I promise you, probably one of my favorite nudes that I've ever used. Moving on to All Natural. It's not too warm, not too cool. Last but not least, we have Splurge, which is a matte black. Now this is definitely pigmented, but you do have to kind of build it up. Like, it's not a one swipe black. It is a really buildable black though, and you can get it to be super, super dark. Moving on to the highlighter palette. Now the highlighter palette was actually kind of an afterthought because originally I just wanted to get the eyeshadow and one lip gloss, which was Daddy. Those really stuck out to me, but when I went back to the website after I made my first purchase, I saw that they actually had bundles, which were way cheaper than just buying things separately like I was. So this came with the palette and then 2 lip glosses, and I paid the same amount of money for 2 lip glosses and a palette as I did for 1 lip gloss and a palette. So that gave me 3 of the lip glosses, not all 4. Anyways, I am super happy that I ended up going back and getting this because these highlight shades are stunning. Like, these are very silky and pigmented, and I thought, looking at these on the other videos that I've seen reviewing the palettes and people using these, I just thought that a few of these shades would be too dark for my skin tone, but they actually are amazing. Like, they work perfectly with my skin tone, and I think they'll work really great with other, like, deeper skin tones, lighter skin tones. I think that these are great universal shades. So let's go through the palette here. We have PJ, which apparently stands for Private Jet. Oh baby. So this would be really great on a darker skin tone. I think for me it'll be good as a blush topper for my skin tone, you know, because I'm pretty pale. Next up we have Like a Lady. This is probably my go-to shade. It's definitely more of like a classic, not super warm tone. It's like mid-range highlight shade. After Hours. This actually is probably my favorite from the palette. Kind of has a pinky undertone, but it's not to the point where it's going to be like, oh, it's pink. It's like a really beautiful soft pink. And speaking of pink, we have Penniless, which is, it looks pretty pink in the pan. Swatch it. Oh, beautiful. So this is definitely more of a pink shade. I think that this works really great as a blush topper. Ugh, this is why I cannot wear white. I'm already getting like crap all over this shirt. This is why I never wear white. I always wear black. But anyways, these shades have a little bit of glitter, but not too much to where it bothers me. They're just really great universal shades, and it gives you just an extra, like a great glow. And lastly, we have 3 glosses. There are 4, but I only got 3 because I suck. And I am missing Baby, which is a really light kind of bubblegum pink shade. So I'm sure that these all have somewhat similar formulas. So if you're looking for more of a bubblegum pink gloss, that's probably more of your alley. Let's swatch these. So this one is Sugar. It kind of has more of a champagne finish to it. Now there are a lot of glitter in these glosses, at least in this one so far in Sugar. It has more of like gold reflex to it, but it does come off as more of a shimmery champagne shade with a hint of pink. Moving on to Daddy, which is my first pick. This is the original gloss that I ended up getting the very first purchase that I made. And this one looks a little bit more on the mauve-y side to me. It's a little bit darker than Sugar. It has more pink rosy tones to it, but it does still have gold reflex to it. Really pretty. I think that this one's definitely my favorite. I do have this one on my lips today. And last but not least, we have 24 Karat Gold, which is a very unique shade. It has lots of gold reflex. It's like, looks straight up yellow in the container. I could see this with like a light pink shade underneath. Really, really unique. I don't have anything like that in my collection. So that is it for the review portion. Let's move on to the tutorial portion. If you guys want to see how I got this look, keep watching. So I've already got some concealer on my eyes to prime them. It's time to dig in to the 24 Karat Gold. Old. I'm going to start off with all natural and buff this right into my crease. Oh, that is pigmented. Okay, so a little bit goes a long way. I literally just like dipped my brush into the shade, and she is here to play. So this is definitely a buildable shade. It goes on pigmented. I did have a little bit of a hard time blending it out, but then again I did use a thicker concealer, so that might have something to do with it. But it is, once you blend it out, it is really nice. So for my lid, I think I'm gonna mix 2 different shades together. I'm gonna reach for Pretty Please first. I'm actually gonna use my finger. Apply it right to the, ooh, wow, right to the center of the lid. Oh, this is gorgeous. So this is a little bit more on the chunky side, so you will get some fallout, so I recommend doing it doing your eyes first before your foundation, but it is so pigmented and so pretty. I find the best way to apply this one so far is just to kind of press it into the lid, because if you were to just kind of sweep it on with a brush, it might create a lot of fallout, but just pressing it on, it's like, hello. I'm just gonna take Self-Made on a brush and see what happens and apply it just right in the center of my lid. Center of my lid, the inner part of my tear duct. I'm gonna take All Natural again right here, and I'm just going to apply this in this little area, this little gap here that we left empty. I'm reaching for more of a thin tapered brush. This is the MAC 224. I'm gonna go in with this black here. She's called Splurge. Now Amber really stressed that this is a true matte black. It's really pigmented, so let's see how this applies. Definitely pigmented, and it blends really nicely so far. I'm taking Prenup and I'm just gonna buff this underneath my brow and just kind of bring it home, fix everything up. I'm going to finish up my makeup and I'll get back to you when it is time to highlight and gloss the lips so we can test out the rest of Amber's line. Alright you guys, let's do some lip gloss action here. I already put some lipstick on my lips, obviously. I used Times Square by ColourPop. I'm gonna go in with Daddy. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful, you guys. I love this. Alright, time to highlight. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go in with Like a Lady and just pop it right here. Wow. I think this is one of my new favorite highlights, and I love this shade. This kind of has like a, it's perfect for my skin tone. It's got more of like a champagne kind of undertone. She's shiny. So that is everything, you guys. Overall, I'm super impressed, but you know, obviously I love glitter. I love the fact that it's all super affordable. I love the fact that everything is really pigmented. I don't think there was a single dud in any of the palettes, so yeah, really great quality products for a really affordable price. Anyways, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then please subscribe to it. Also hit the little bell notification button, and that will notify you every time that I post so you don't miss a video. Again, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.